my name is Kat, and my hobbies include hauling books and never reading them. Too real. I have 12 books to get through today. Some of these books I've had since November, December, but most of them I did get in January, right? 6, 7? Yeah, right. Yeah, most of them are January releases, and most of them I've actually already read. So yeah, this should be a good haul. Let's get into it. The first book I picked up in the new year was Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken. And this is the BOOKSPLOSION Book of the Month pick for our January read-along. We're being sponsored by Disney Hyperion this month. Last year for BOOKSPLOSION, we read Passenger and we loved it, so it's super exciting that we get to read the conclusion to this duology. I can't really talk much about this book because I don't want to spoil the first book, but the first book focuses on a girl named Etta who discovers she can travel through time. Etta's mother hid this powerful object somewhere in the world at some point in time, and Etta is blackmailed into finding it because she's the only one who might be able to decipher the clues her mother left behind. She teams up with a boy named Nicholas whose motives don't quite align with hers, and they embark on essentially a scavenger hunt through time. This book, this duology, has such an awesome premise, such great characters, and beautiful writing. I definitely recommend this duology, and if you've read it and you're interested in attending the live show discussion where we will be talking about this series in much more detail, that is happening this weekend. I'll put all of the info about it down below. The next January release I have here is The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett by Chelsea Sidoti. This came out on January 3rd, and I actually got this copy from the publisher, Source Books, who I'm working with this month. This is a debut novel that starts when a girl named Lizzie Lovett goes missing. Our main character is a girl named Hawthorne who went to school with Lizzie, and when she finds out that she's missing, she becomes captivated by the mystery, and she kind of starts inserting herself into Lizzie's life. She takes up Lizzie's old job, and she gets close with Lizzie's boyfriend, and she's just trying to figure out the truth of what happened to Lizzie. The premise is really intriguing, and then Hawthorne is also a very fascinating main character. Like, her voice and her attitude is very different, but I'll talk more about that in my next wrap-up video, which is coming soon. The next book I have here is History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silveira, and this also came out in January, and I have also already read this book. I read this book in one day, most of it on a plane, and I also cried on a plane because of this book. The first time I've ever cried reading a book on a plane. Thanks for that, Adam. This book is a feel hitter. Like, it'll take your feels and just backhand them. No, but seriously, I adored this book. It's a beautiful, emotional story about grief and loss and growing up and first loves and second loves, and I'll talk about it more in my wrap-up, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Oh, this book is gonna look great, like, somewhere in this general area. Next up, I have here You Don't Know My Name by Kristen Orlando. This is another January release. I think it came out on January 10th, and it's also a debut novel. I didn't read many debut novels last year, so that's something I'm trying to change this year. I want to read more debuts, support new authors, discover new authors. This book is about a teenage girl named Reagan who's basically been training to become a spy her entire life. Both of her parents are spies working for this secret government agency, and Reagan has been brought up with the idea that she would follow in their footsteps. But then she ends up developing feelings for a civilian, just the boy next door. So now she's torn between what her family expects of her and the normal life that she's always wanted, and she might not even have a choice in the matter whatsoever. I love books with, like, an espionage plotline. So a YA novel focused on a teenage spy sounds awesome. Sign me up. The next book I have here is The You I've Never Known by Ellen Hopkins. This also came out in January. I believe it was January 25th. If you're not familiar with Ellen Hopkins, she basically writes realistic, raw, gritty young adult novels about characters in usually very tough situations, and she writes these stories in verse. It looks like this. It looks more like poetry than a traditional novel. This is the second Ellen Hopkins book that I've read, and I will be talking about it more in my wrap-up. Basically, it's about a girl named Ariel who is coming of age and kind of figuring herself out and realizing that she might have feelings for both a girl and a boy. This situation is complicated by Ariel's father, who is homophobic and very controlling. There's also another storyline about another young woman, and these stories intertwine, but I don't want to give away exactly how, which the synopsis does give away exactly how. So if you're curious, I guess read the synopsis, but it's better if you jump in and read it without knowing that, I think. Then I have here Wind Witch by Susan Dennard, which was also a January release. I haven't yet read the first book, but I felt compelled to pick this one up because so many people, especially on BookTube, are loving this series and I want to get in on it. I gotta read book 1 first, but I wanted to buy book 2, so I had it ready to go. I'm gonna try to read book 1 and book 2 in February, but no promises, because I also have a lot of other stuff to read. Next up, I have here The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer, and I got this book back in November when it was released, and I actually read it back in November. This is a standalone adult spy thriller, and is at least slightly responsible for my newfound interest in spy novels, because I really loved all the espionage, on-the-run spy stuff that was happening in this book. If you want to know more about my thoughts, I did write a longer Goodreads review. I'll link that down below. Then I have here Heartless by Marissa Meyer, which is another November release. This is, I believe, a standalone fantasy retelling of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, but before she became the Queen of Hearts. It's like her origin story, her rise to villainhood. I actually started reading this and was really enjoying it, and then, I don't know why, I put it down. Oh, the election happened, and I stopped reading and just watched the news and horror. I definitely do want to read this book, though. I want to finish it. It wasn't like a did not finish, and I don't plan to. Like, I fully intend to read this book. Like, I loved the Lunar Chronicles, and I loved what I read when I was reading this. Like, it was so whimsical and sweet. I will finish this book. Then I have here Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the screenplay by J.K. Rowling. This book is gorgeous. It feels good. It looks good. The quality of the book itself, like, makes it worth a purchase. Like, even the pages just feel better than, like, normal pages under your fingertips, you know? Do you not know? Is that a weird thing? I don't go to the movie theater a lot, but I went by myself for Fantastic Beasts because I just wanted to see it that badly, and I adored the movie. I came home, I immediately read this, and because the movie was so fresh in my head, it was like seeing the movie again. It's such an accurate, wonderful screenplay. Like, it feels like you're watching the movie again, and I could visualize everything. I don't know. It was a great experience. I definitely recommend seeing the movie and then immediately reading this if you have a spare 5 hours. Then I have here Hearthfire by Kate A. Borman, and this was actually a Christmas gift from Lindsay, the Hufflepuffle. This is the third and final book in a trilogy, which Lindsay had previously sent me the first 2 books, so now I have all 3, and it's just ready for a marathon. You guys know I love a good book marathon. Thank you again, Lindsay. I can't wait to give this series a try. Next up, I have here 2 advanced reader copies of books that don't come out until this spring that I wasn't expecting. Like, I had no idea the publishers were gonna send these to me, but I'm so thankful that they did. In general, I don't really like arcs. I don't like reading books early. I like reading books when other people can also read the books and we can talk about the books. But these 2 books have me pretty excited. So I have here Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, like the book, the actual book. I mean, it's the arc, it's like the unfinished, uncorrected copy, but still, it's Laini Taylor's story. It's her words. She wrote this. If you're new here, Laini Taylor is one of my favorite authors of all time, and this was my most anticipated book of last year, which got pushed to this year, and now I have a copy. I have a copy of the book. I can read it early. I adore her writing style so very much, and I am so excited to get to read her new story. Oh my god. Oh! Then I have here When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. This is about a girl named Dimple whose parents want to set her up with the ideal Indian husband, but she isn't really feeling that right now. Like, she has her own stuff she wants to focus on, like attending this summer program for web developers. Then we have Rishi, and his parents are friends with Dimple's parents and want to kind of nudge the 2 of them together. And Rishi is a hopeless romantic and he's all for it. So when he finds out he's attending the same summer program as Dimple, he's determined to go there and woo her. So yeah, this book just sounds really cute and funny and like a great summer rom-com. All right, there you have it. Those are all of the books for this haul today, and that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will have another video up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye!